hate puppies.
Good podcast.
I feel threatened.
Double trouble.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House. Hope you're having a good week. It's been a long week.
It has.
It's one of those weeks that, honestly, on Tuesday I was like, "Whew, thank God it's Friday." I was like, "Wait a minute, that's
Hold
not
on.
a good sign."
What day is it?
Everybody says that on like Thursday, right? Like, "Oh
Yeah.
man,
So
feels like a Friday." Nah, dude, I was done come Tuesday, but here we are.
I was done too come Tuesday.
There
I
you go.
could-
Yeah, well, you got to go on
Yeah,
vacation.
you were partying, dude. No one's gonna give you sympathy over here.
You are a traveling man,
You're a
dude.
jet setter, dude.
Trying.
Traveling Wilburys over there. There's a
There's a
reference that
good-
only
yeah.
somebody
There's a good
over
one.
40 would get.
Yep.
And most
Ah.
people over 50 really would get.
Yeah.
A lot of 40s are like, what?
Huh?
Traveling Wilburys.
That's a
Roy Orbison. Why, I never.
Traveling
Tom
wheelbarrows.
Petty, Roy Orbison.
George
Mm.
Harrison.
Yeah, it doesn't get
the-
much better than that.
It's the or more dead.
Yeah. You say they didn't get
This
much
is
better
the-
than that, but how good were they really?
Pretty good.
How many hits did they have?
I mean,
They're kind of like the Grateful Dead. They had one.
Yeah,
that
Face.
Cracked,
face.
That cracked the top.
I mean, I don't even know.
40.
I know who they are, but I don't know how many albums they even put out.
One album.
no, they're like
Well, they-
volume 1, 2, and 3, I believe. Who was it? It was Roy Orbison,
I can't even name them all.
George Harrison, Tom Petty. Was there a fourth
There was
Traveling Wilbury? I
definitely
believe
a
there
fourth.
was.
Well,
Was it
Bob Dylan.
Was it Bob Dylan? Yeah. Okay.
George Harrison, Bob Dylan, Jeff Lynne, Tom Petty, and Roy Orbison. Jeff Lynne, who's the guitarist, he's been.
Who the hell's Jeff Lynne?
He's been in a bunch of bands.
Let's see here.
Oh, he was in the Traveling Wilburys.
Yeah, you heard of them?
Yeah.
Ah.
Good stuff.
How do we get?
I don't-
We really got sideways.
I have no idea
English songwriter.
We should have
Jeff
looked this
Lynne.
up before.
Who knows?
We knew, yeah,
because
let's-
it's not even an exciting time. Everyone's
No.
like, "Oh, click."
yeah.
I'm gonna go listen to "Teach Me, Babe."
Fast,
This is trash.
fast forward 30 seconds. Jump 30 seconds ahead.
Is
End
Jeff
of-
Lynne dead?
It's the end of the line. That's the one song that
End
everybody
of the
Yeah.
line. That's not even the big one. Psh,
That's their one hit.
they're bigger.
Handled with Care, Inside Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, all those. I could have told you that.
Dude, but Roy and the sunglasses. That's iconic.
He never took them off, dude.
I know. Rose
Speaking
colored.
of sunglasses, you got to hang out with somebody. in
Oh,
the
yeah.
sunglass
How'd that
world.
go?
I had a good time this past weekend with Sean from Nectar Sunglasses, and he brought his
Nice.
he brought Mike, who's the new head of marketing over there. As you could tell, if you listen to the crew I had,
Yeah.
you know, it was Sean from Nectar Sunglasses, it was Mike, the head of marketing, and it was Pat. They came over here to do a podcast. We never did a podcast.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It turned into like fire pit time and drinking and hanging out.
I
and
kept waiting to
Damn.
get the call, and I never got the call.
Call never happened. Which is why today,
Yeah, I was going to say it'd been nice to have done
Yeah,
that
that's what I was
podcast.
expecting to
Yeah,
see, that
that's
we
why-
were just going to record normally.
nope. Today we got to do a double because I could not be motivated on Saturday to do that, even though Sean was like, "Yeah, I want to talk about the new premium line."
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, that dude is psyched.
He knew his stuff.
Oh my gosh, yeah, big time. He was excited about the new line and like wanted to talk about it. They were ready to rock, and I was like, guys, sit down. There's
Chill,
a
let me tell you
fire.
Let's just chill for a moment.
And I finally had the solo stove going. I had the old Christmas tree that was over there.
Oh, yeah.
Because out in the pallet house, we always have a Christmas tree for Christmas. And, you know, by the time May comes around, it's like some people think it's tacky to have a
Yeah,
tree
some
up still.
people.
And I was like, fine.
Especially a live one that's now dead and ready to go up.
fully ornamented.
Yeah.
Whatever that.
So I did
Adorned.
I did my full Christmas tree from December, obviously, and put it in the fire pit
Why'd you burn it so early?
in April.
Oh, there you go. That's my man.
And
4
but
months.
You're much longer. I'm saying, but this thing at 4 months, it was. Well, Troy, you know,
Oh, yeah.
it left when we lit it, put it in the fire pit, lit it. It was literally 16 feet, and we were worried about it catching the tree limbs on fire.
Yeah.
because it's just
Yeah.
But
Like
it's
it's a
quick.
jet
It's,
engine
it's,
tor- Oh,
it's
yeah.
violent. It's fast. You know.
It is.
Girls were running left and right. Like,
I had the logs, like I'd been kind of like poking them around, and I'd created like a hole in the center. So
So you like stuck it in
I
there?
stood it up as best you can when the ignition happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I dropped that thing in there, and boom, it was all the way up to the second story roof line.
Yeah.
Like just boom. I didn't expect it to go up that much. They're all like, "What? You should have told us it was going to do that." Like they're trying to take pictures, and it's like, you only got a 20-foot flame instead of a 40-foot flame. It was wild.
Yeah.
It was wild. But yeah, man, we had a good time, man, and we got to try out those new sunglasses because I haven't had a chance to actually, put them on my head.
Yeah. The new premium ones.
Yeah. I can't tell if I'm a Bear Mountain or a Hawksbill guy. I'm kind of.
Got to figure it out though.
I do. Fortunately, there's a couple here that I can like figure out.
Yeah.
They are premium. You
Very
don't
nice.
even realize what a premium sunglass is compared because like I like my Nectars,
Yeah.
and I did always feel like, okay, there's this line of Nectars, then there's the other line. It's a slightly different material.
Yeah.
So I had some that I was like, these are my premium, and these are my I'm going tubing.
Yeah.
Or like out to the beach sunglasses. And then I saw these. I was like, oh, that's what a premium sunglass feels
Yeah, but their
like.
premium price is less than your standard price on any other pair of sunglasses.
That's what they were explaining to me. That the whole point of it is to be, still significantly less than like a Costa,
Yeah.
or a Ray-Ban or something, but also still allow them to make them. I mean,
Yeah.
did you go with the Hawksbill? Or what did you get?
Well, so I've tried them both on.
Oh, you just tried them on.
Yeah, well, I've got two pair over there. If you want to try them on and see what you like.
I'm just looking at them. They look awesome. I'm just on the site.
Oh, they're pimp, but it's a totally different feeling. I'm not a high class individual. I didn't know what a premium sunglass felt like, and they're pretty sick.
Yeah.
They're pretty sick. So I'm excited for them. That opens up, and it's slightly different. Like it says Nectar on the other ones, but there's just the lowercase n on the
new ones.
the premium
Yeah.
ones. So I think that even the logo is slightly different to kind of differentiate between the two.
These
They're
new
good.
ones look like you can wear them with suit or
That's
shirt
what
and
they
tie.
kept saying. That guy Mike was like,
Yeah.
look, in my mind, they're sunglasses you wear to a wedding,
at night.
or sunglasses you wear if you're going out to a fancy dinner or
Yeah.
something, and then there's sunglasses you wear if you're going tubing.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that actually makes sense.
It
So-
does. Except people that wear the Costas of the world wear those to weddings and wear those to
Well, they're rich.
yeah.
I'm not rich.
Well, no, they're not only rich. When you pay $300-$400 for a pair of glasses, you're gonna wear them. I
Yeah,
don't
you
care
better
what
wear
it
'em. Yeah. Yeah, don't let the collared shirt fool you.
for. Yeah, exactly.
I guarantee you their glasses aren't renewable.
What do you mean?
So the premiums are made from
Like recycled stuff.
Yeah, wood pulp. And so I'm just looking at non-man-made fibers. It's all biodegradable. It's good stuff.
They kept using a word, acetate.
Yeah, acetate.
Yeah.
Acetate is made from wood pulp.
I kept going like this. For real?
Yeah.
For real?
You got
Acetate?
Nice.
They were like, yeah, man. These are acetate frames. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm like, at that price point? I honestly didn't know what I saw. But I just kept playing along, so I didn't see. I was like, really? That's a good deal for acetate.
Yeah.
They're like, I know. Like,
That's
this
awesome.
is
Way to
amazing.
sell it.
I don't know so much.
That's awesome.
But you know how to roll with it.
I definitely rolled with
Yeah.
it. They were like, he gets it. So that was
Old
Nice.
Brendan. He
That was
knows
a good-
quality when he sees it.
That's right. That's right. As I'm over here like opening them and closing them.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So did you put the shades on to burn a tree?
No. I don't. Man, acetate's made from wood. Dude, that should go up in flames. See how much I know still? I have no idea. No, it sure didn't feel. It feels like just a hard, awesome plastic.
There you go.
That's exactly what they're promoting.
Probably the
but
point.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I'm over here asking questions like, these aren't as bendy, so do they snap? And they're like, no, they'll completely bend, but they won't snap. They don't feel like it. They're like, of course, we have a little metal on the inside. You can barely see it. And I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense. That's how I would have designed it. It's exactly what I would have done.
Why are you not consulting me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what you guys should use? Acetate, bro.
I would have told you that 2 years ago.
Yeah. I got a guy. He's in Egypt. Good deal on acetate.
That's awesome.
They're sweet though. They look really cool. I'm psyched about
Oh,
them.
I'm excited for them.
It's amazing they're at this price point for doing. If I don't know enough about acetate, but if it's wood pulp and they're getting it from wood, and where wood prices are right now, and you can get these glasses at these prices, that's amazing.
Dude, I saw a meme the other day that
He knows.
that said it was I'm gonna price out my house for parts.
Yeah, exactly.
That's hilarious.
Just go start ripping studs out of the walls and selling them on the black market.
Sucker, you've got a brick house.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's year to date, we're from $6 for a 8x12 piece of OSB plywood. Now we're at $68 for that same piece of wood.
Shut up.
Insane.
And we don't see anything stopping anytime soon. All 10 of my builders have gone instantly with the $25,000 upgrade just for the wood package that gets delivered because they don't know where the wood is. And some of my builders, and most builders you'll run into, you'll start seeing a clause. It's the escalation clause that until they actually dig the footer, the set price for your house can fluctuate because of wood or any other thing.
That's crazy.
So
That's why I ain't
if
moving
you own a
anytime
tree
soon.
farm, you guys are killing it.
Yeah, it's like wood's the only thing better than Ethereum and Dogecoin
Yeah.
and all that.
I mean, it's getting almost to the point where you could go get the Trex decks for your deck or a real wood deck and spend the same cost.
Oh, the composite stuff?
Yeah.
The composite people should just start undercutting all the wood people
I was
now.
about to say this is your
yeah.
moment
yeah,
in
just
time.
drop your price.
Because all of a sudden you're like, oh no, this house, the frame was actually done with all Trex. I'd be like,
Yeah.
damn.
And the other thing I just learned last week on the whole homeowner side, construction side, which I didn't know, ran into one of our reps from Ferguson. That's the big supplier of plumbing, appliances, a couple other things.
And they have very nice showrooms if you're
Yeah.
looking for high-end appliances.
Yeah.
So check out FergusonShowrooms.com.
Damn, how much are they paying you?
They are a client of mine.
That's awesome.
Exactly. So then you probably would know the same guy. I'm not going to mention the guy's name, but I saw him a couple days ago, and we were talking about the delay in appliances, hot water heaters, tankless water heaters, anything that's got a little bit of insulation to it that's an appliance. Or I was like, why is it taking so long? And he's like, prices are going through the roof. He said, well, believe it or not, it has nothing to do with the, like COVID or the real estate industry or, supply and chain with typical sales. What it has to deal with is, which I didn't realize, 90% of the insulation in your appliances is made in a place called in Houston, and they supply the insulation, like 90% of it. They had that big freeze
Oh, yeah.
3 weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
When the electricity went out, freeze, everything. They couldn't make any insulation. So everybody's on backlog
If there's one
order.
place that should have been insulated from the freeze,
Exactly.
it's
Right.
the insulation
Yeah.
factory.
Hey, with all this extra insulation we have laying around, you know what we should do?
Yeah, so
Insulate
apparently it's
pipes.
like
Stay
huge,
here.
huge chemical plant makes the insulation stuff for all your appliances, and it's backlogged because they can't deal with snow and ice in Texas.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy that insulation.
You probably already own it and don't even know it. Probably in your dishwasher and
No chance.
fridge and all that stuff.
No
You
way,
don't
dude.
even
I
know.
only use acetate.
That's the way to go.
It's actually made from wood fibers, recycled.
Hey, Sean, if you want to jump into the appliance industry.
Oh, don't tempt him. Don't tempt him. That dude is a businessman. He is an entrepreneur at heart. I've seen him jump into industries quick. Like he knows what he's doing for sure. I almost had a Pat sighting tonight.
That would have been cool.
Really?
Almost had Pat showing up. I thought it was going to be Troy and I doing two-man weave for a double, which boy, you guys would have been psyched. You listeners would have gotten the big one. And then so I'd reached out to Pat.
And yet I'm here, and they're not really that psyched.
It's better than dead air. We can leave the room. We can give him some of that stew air.
I got some
Stew
things to talk
air.
about now, so we're good to go.
What do you have to talk about, Stu?
Vacation.
His
Vacation.
I know.
All he
See,
does is vacation.
I was just
Getting ready to
feeding him
go.
a line. So you were in the Mile High City, right?
Yeah, and that was my first time, flying over the flyover states and actually taking a look during the daytime. I mean, I was pretty amazed at how
Lame.
how fucking flat it is. It's like there's no trees, no nothing. I was very happy when I did get to Denver. 0 pollen. I mean, it was
All gone.
They smoked it all.
There's no trees. Yeah. I mean, Denver was crazy. A lot of fun. I would say got lucky at the fact that we were there for the same time as restaurant week. So all I did was eat. The dispensaries were fun. Didn't partake. Just didn't have time.
How do you not have time?
Because
You didn't have time to eat earlier when you
I
was
did
drinking.
have time. No, I take that back. We had time to do it, but I rented a Jeep. We went hiking, explored, did the whole 9 yards.
I would have
It was
gone, but I
good.
had a Jeep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I get it now. I
So,
get it now.
No.
It's just food and Jeeps. And
I've never been to Red Rocks, but that Red Rocks video looked pretty cool.
Red Rocks is now I know why everybody and their brother should make it a goal to pick whatever band you want to see when they go play there and go see it.
you know what was really funny, man, was you were at Red Rocks with no band, and it was packed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like in the amphitheater. I understand
Yeah,
Red
yeah.
Rocks
It is
a
crazy that they
national
let
park,
people in
but-
there.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's a national park, and the other thing too is there's like daily groups organized to work.
oh yeah,
out.
they work out there.
Like it's so each step is probably 6 or 7 feet wide. It's concrete with a wood bench.
Oh, so you run the steps.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, there were some college kids that got either drunk or stoned or whatever. They decided, 8 of them, to like run down the entire stadium and then run back up. And the entire time down, everybody was like, somebody's going to lose it. Somebody's going to plow into the concrete.
Yeah, the thought of running down the stairs at full bore,
Yeah.
that's a little sketch.
Out of 11 guys, only 2 of them made it back up to the top.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because you don't realize, 7,000 feet up, you lose your breath very quickly.
That's what they say.
Yeah,
I've never
been
the only
over there.
times I've been over the Continental Divide and all those things, I was younger.
Yeah.
And when you're young, you don't even pick up on that crap.
Well, I mean, I went out to California. It's not. I
Yeah,
mean,
but that's
you
back
go
to
up and you
sea
come back
level,
down.
yeah.
Yeah. So, but
So you were partying up there in that altitude. Was there any substantial difference? Because I've heard that even like drinking up there feels different if you're not used to it. Obviously, over time.
So my girlfriend's brother, his best friend lives out there, and we met up with him, and he was saying that, and I heard it from more people than once. The 3 things you need to know about Denver is 1, drink as much water as you can daily. 2, keep lip balm or chapstick on because of high altitude. And 3 was the tanning. People don't realize that there's less filter for the sun. You're that much closer or whatever. You get burned like a champ. We saw more people burnt from like sunburn than I would
really.
imagine,
So even
'cause
though
you
you're not
don't feel it.
feeling the heat,
Right.
you're burning.
And the crazy thing was we were in the pool at 85 degrees, hanging out at the hotel twice on a Friday and a Saturday, and Monday there was a snow warning. Like it just dropped. Came over the Rockies, and next thing we know, it was like, it's 48
What's
degrees.
the lip balm for? The thin air?
Because you're
Dries your-
dehydrated.
It's dry.
dries your mouth out?
It's dry air. Like there's no
No
moisture
humidity?
anywhere.
So did you notice a difference? You have a couple beers up there. Did it feel different?
So the buzz didn't kick in as like feeling a buzz from drinking was normal. Like I felt like, okay, I'm drinking, I'm getting a buzz, I'm having a good time.
Okay, so no
whatnot.
difference in the
No di-
effects.
The recovery,
The hangover.
Oh.
the hangover was like you're getting less oxygen to process all that out. I was like, I just felt different. It was tough. I mean, even a few times I was like, man, I can't catch my breath. But
Wild.
there was, I highly recommend anybody that has the opportunity to go out to Denver, go out there.
Did you go to that place
experience-
where they dive, the cliff diving Mexican joint?
No,
Obviously
I didn't
not.
do
The
that.
face look on
I
his
was
face
like,
like, what the hell are you talking about?
And the crazy thing was,
Oh, that's the one they make fun of in South Park?
Yeah, but it's a
Yeah,
real
it's
place.
real.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, people go there. It's like, it's almost like your medieval times, but it's
Yeah,
cliff
yeah.
divers. So
Yeah.
you're in there eating, and there's a giant cliff and a pool, and they're just climbing up and doing tricks and diving, and that's just what you watch while
I'd
you
do
eat.
that.
That's a great meal. Like
Yeah.
I would rather do that
Yeah.
than watch people joust and like,
Yeah.
who wants to surf the red queen? No, just leave me alone. Just dive.
Have you done a medieval times? I've never done one of those.
I haven't.
There's one in Northern Virginia though.
I
Isn't there
have
one in DC?
done
I
in
have
Myrtle.
not seen it. No,
I have
thought it
done in
was.
Myrtle Beach. They have a pirate version of medieval times,
it's a concept.
but it was awesome.
Well, I'm sure medieval times is
Yeah.
awesome. Like, there's no doubt about it. But I'd rather not. I'd rather not have to be fully engaged.
Yeah.
Like just eat my food and have a conversation and then watch the divers. I think
Yeah.
that would almost be more enjoyable than
Yeah.
having to partake in a show.
If you want something enjoyable, like I understand that weed is legal out in Colorado. It's soon
Most
to be
of
here.
the U.S.
Yeah, it's soon to be here state level, but it is next level out there. Like everybody is partaking, enjoying, doing whatever. And I took a little pedal bike ride, like a rickshaw. This guy was through the roof high, giving us a ride for 15 minutes, which was cheaper than an Uber.
That's not exclusive to Colorado. Anyone driving a rickshaw.
Right. But that was very interesting. Like,
I've
I was
never
like,
done a
holy
rickshaw.
shit. But I walked into a 7-Eleven, picked up a 12-pack of White Claw and a soda and some chips, and the lady behind the counter, before I even got there, I looked at her, and she's literally standing there staring at her phone, drooling. She's got drool dripping down on her shirt.
Okay, that's heroin. That's different. That's not a good thing.
Well, either way, whether it's weed or whatnot, it's just all out there, and everybody's just partaking, and you see it all over the place. But she's like, "You want a bag for your chips?" I was like, "Yeah." It literally took her 3 minutes to just open up.
Yeah,
This
that's
is the lady
not-
working at 7-Eleven?
Yes, this is the lady behind the counter saying,
Yeah,
"Thank
there's
you."
more to that. That's not.
Well, there was. I mean, but you see it all over the place. Like it's just whether it's high or not.
Oh, it's high.
Yeah, it's high. It could be a couple different levels of high, but end all be all, go to Denver, go up Mount Evans. It's the highest paved road in North America.
Can you still drink in these states like you can pot? Like you can walk up down the street smoking pot, but a lot of states
Well,
don't.
you're not even supposed to. You're not supposed to be smoking out in the open.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's supposed to
Okay.
be kind of in your home kind
Okay.
of thing. It's not supposed to be.
I was gonna say you can't. Most places you can't walk around drinking. You know.
yeah,
No.
it's the same.
They had a
Same
cool-
concept.
They had a cool little place. It was like 4 blocks long, kind of like a short carry town, cross between Nashville and New Orleans. That was beer to go while you waited for your restaurant to let you sit down and eat.
That's nice.
And
I
a
don't
beer
even.
garden's always cool.
I don't even know if they have
it
places.
wasn't
where
even a
you
beer
can-
garden. It was just like walk up to the restaurant, get a beer, go.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I don't
there's just-
even think you
Never
can
mind.
smoke.
Oh, I
like,
got you, Troy.
In places.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't light up after dinner. You know, when I was in Amsterdam, that was very much.
Well,
the
I know you
case.
obviously you can't smoke anywhere inside anymore, but I assume you could walk down the street smoking a joint, but I guess you can't.
That's I've never seen where
Okay.
that. Even California, who's like super liberal, they obviously turn a blind eye. But
I was gonna say,
they're
would
like,
you
yeah.
get in trouble?
no one's gonna
I don't-
harass you, but
yeah.
it's not. You're not supposed to.
My point was, do I want to live in a place where like everyone's just walking around smoking? Like that seems like could be
It
bad.
It's a different vibe, definitely. Like,
But
it-
just like with drinking, not everyone can handle it. You know, like
But that's the thing. I don't think you want anywhere where everybody's impaired all the time.
yeah,
Everything in moderation is awesome.
right.
Like that's
Yeah.
like if people are doing things at night in their home, that shouldn't affect your day-to-day experience. Like going
Yeah,
into
yeah,
7-Eleven and there's someone drooling on themselves.
Yeah.
Like that's a
Right.
bit of a problem. Like I don't want to see that. Like when I was in Seattle this last time, you know, the amount of people who are obviously strung out on opiates and heroin, it's highly unfortunate.
Yeah.
Like, you see that, you're like, oh, that's not good. And there's people kind of shuffling around.
gross.
But that's only in certain areas. Then there's other parts that are just
I would say it was
gorgeous
an
and
eye
everyone's in
opener.
suits.
It was an eye
Those
opener.
areas are called Seattle.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was an eye opener for me to see people like walking around, and you actually look at them and I'm like, I don't even know if that person's going to make it to the end of the block.
That's
know-
got to be a tourist, though. You see, you can't look. Their economy functions. People are going to work. Like
No. I'm talking about like the people like they're strung out on something, either they're high or whatnot. And you're like, damn,
Yeah.
that guy's so bad off. Is he
See
gonna,
that walking through Richmond.
that's you don't want that. You don't want
Yeah.
that in society.
Yeah,
Like
true.
you don't want everybody strung out. That is how you don't make money. You need
Yeah.
you need to have people doing. You know,
The
there's something
more
called
you
an
know.
economy. And like the economy revolves around people working.
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
things. I don't know. I don't want to get into it. a big macro, micro. You know what I'm saying?
I will tell you this. So back to Red Rocks real quick. The gym stuff, the guys that are working out and doing everything. There was this one cat who was maybe in his late 40s. He was a short little guy. But imagine doing, you know how you would jump from one step to another? Like say you were just going to jump up steps.
He's doing
Yeah.
6 foot wide steps in one.
So they're
Jeep.
6 foot wide. And what he's doing is
Are you
is
saying wide or deep?
deep
from
or
where
wide.
the
Either
where,
way.
where,
From,
it, where it comes up to where the next one
it's the
comes
same
up. is
thing.
6
Width
feet
and depth
across.
are the same.
No, they're not. Width is left to right. Depth is front to back.
What
Depth.
if you stand on the other side?
Depth, height. We'll call it height.
This is
foot.
height.
Yeah.
This is depth. This is width.
Okay,
For all the
so-
listeners out there, Troy moved his hands.
They know.
Yeah. yeah.
Everyone,
yeah.
the
right.
listeners and I know what I'm saying. You
Okay.
two are like, Well, I don't know how big
Oh,
it
don't
is.
lump me into that.
So
I was following you.
The width is 200 feet. The depth is 6 feet, and the height is
The steps
2.5
are 200
feet.
feet wide. That doesn't check out.
yeah.
The what?
The
The
stadium.
steps are not 200 feet wide.
They're stadium.
What's a stadium?
There's seating. There's no seating.
No,
No, that is the seating.
it's like you being at a concrete bleachers.
Okay.
Yeah, the steps are
Yeah,
the
yeah.
seating.
But this one guy, I couldn't believe it. So it's 6 feet deep. The guy is going down to a push-up and doing a burpee, kind of like a push-up and jump to the next step up and landing. And he started at the base of Red Rocks and went jump, push-up, jump.
I want to make
And
fun of
landed.
him, but I'm also
It
like,
was-
damn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
impressive.
Aaron and I sat there and watched this guy. I was like, holy fuck.
Was he shredded?
Oh.
I assume
Well,
he
he
should
was.
be.
He had. He looked to be part Asian, part Caucasian, probably 5'4", and just
Irrelevant stats to start.
Sparks plug.
yeah, he,
spark
like
plug.
somebody else we know,
Yes.
and was
Night.
endurance.
Yeah,
Just
but that
boom,
dude, that
boom,
dude
boom,
is
boom,
a,
boom.
he's just a muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's just a
It
muscle.
was- I was like, everybody just kind of stopped for a second and watched this guy do a burpee push-up jump.
I want to
basically,
make
like
fun of
step,
him, but
step,
that's a
step.
bad man.
But
But
there
I
was
couldn't do that once.
Hell no.
no. And I got
Knock
winded.
my
I
fucking
got
teeth
winded
out.
just walking up the steps.
Oh, dude, I got winded walking out here tonight. Like, I am out of shape. There's no doubt about it. Troy, you said something that was. I want to go back. You've never been in a rickshaw, like a pedal bike?
Nah. Nope.
Really?
Nah. I've seen. I mean, I see them. I'm always like, I don't want to get one of those. Seems weird.
I love those. If you're in a big city that has them, they can whip around and move in
I don't
ways.
trust
that
those
maybe-
guys, man. Whipping around traffic and shit. Like, I'd rather just walk on the sidewalk and be safe.
Oh my gosh! All right, check this out. This just came full circle in my mind. This is great.
You're about to tell a story where you almost died on one of these things?
No, the last time I was in Chicago, we had come out of Wrigley Field. It was my wife and both my kids, and we had come out of Wrigley Field, and it started raining, and like you could not get a cab or an Uber, because you're right at Wrigley
Yeah.
Field. The game
Yeah.
is just let out. It's completely packed.
Cubs lost.
Cubs won. Cubs won that day. because
I don't remember that one.
I have a picture with the W flag next to the rickshaw.
No, you just
So-
took that flag anyway.
No, because we went to 2 games and the Cubs won 1, which is about standard procedure. And it started raining, and I was like, the only thing out there is a rickshaw. No joke. This dude pulls up. He's playing the Traveling Wilburys.
Oh,
That's hilarious.
Now it just like all of a sudden it all clicked in my head. I'm like, no way. So we jumped in this dude's rickshaw, and we were like, hey man, we're back on the other side, like
Yeah.
of Chicago. Dude's like, it's like, so how much is that going to cost to get back there? He's like, $15. I was like, hell yeah. I was like, girls, get in.
Is that
But how long
is
ago?
that city
how long?
hilly?
No, it's not hilly because it's on the lake, so it's
Uh-huh.
not very hilly at
How
all.
long ago was that though?
The summer before the pandemic.
So it's just like less than 3 years.
Yeah.
Because the reason I'm asking that is I'd been in a rickshaw probably 10, 15 years ago in New Orleans, like original style rickshaw.
Yeah.
Now these guys, I don't know if I want to tip them the same because they all have the
E-powered?
E-Power Assist,
Hell yeah.
and
Oh,
these
this
guys are
dude did
not,
not.
in. These guys are not in shape. I mean,
No.
my guys were not in shape.
This dude had cabs.
You've got to be
Like-
in somewhat good shape because I don't care how that thing's geared. That bike's geared.
Hey,
You get a couple of over average people in there, like you're gonna be huffing and
This
puffing.
this dude had a standard issue, old school rickshaw, raining, traveling Wilburys pumping, and I get in and I'm like, no way, you got the Wilburys, dude. And I was like, we should rock that, and he just put on like the whole CD.
okay.
And so we rocked the Traveling Wilburys all the way across Chicago, and I realized how fast that is because everyone else is beholden to the streets.
Yeah.
He was cutting through all the parks and everything, and so he's taking us along. He's like,
yeah.
you want to see Abraham Lincoln? Brings over like, here's a statue of Abraham Lincoln, like showing us like all the different
Nice.
parks as we're tearing
Yeah.
through the rain. I was like, this is awesome. We had the umbrellas up on the thing. It was fantastic.
Because at one point in time in Denver, the guy was using the trolley line. I was like, this may or may not be safe, but we're getting through here pretty quick.
That's the thing. They can take shortcuts. So while you're saying like you don't see there is advantages to it, and a good
Yeah.
rickshaw driver, a pedal bike guy, will get you through
Well, this guy was selling,
quickly, especially if there's traffic, because he
Yeah.
can just pop
Yeah.
out and go.
he was telling me, he's like, yeah, I got 3 batteries, And pretty much what I'm doing is I'm pedaling constantly at a single pace to charge one of the other two, while the battery I'm using, he's just like using it like a motorcycle. He's just kind of, if I was incline, whatever, he's just using the thumb.
So his pedaling has nothing to do with the momentum. It's literally going off battery power. And
Right,
he's just charging.
Yeah, because
kinetic
there's
energy.
a few. Yeah, he's not like never once. I knew this is the reason I knew it wasn't the same is because never once did he stand
He didn't
up.
come up out the saddle, yeah.
So he would stop and he'd
just-
still be pedaling.
He'd still be
No,
like,
he's saying like if he hit a hill, you know how on a bike
he would
you
just
have to
kick the throttle.
No, you have to stand up and come up out of the seat.
Yeah, instead
like
of that, he'd just throttle up.
Yeah,
Right.
he just kept pedaling
I was
at
like, all right.
whatever
That's
speed.
Pretty awesome.
Oh, I mean, and he had the what was think like 70s roller coaster lime green sparkle. That was the entire bike. Like the cat, like you
I
know
love
what?
it. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Kind of like an old like
what was
bike
that
helmet or like a
Yeah.
Evel Knievel before he would have like the
that Stephen King movie Overdrive or whatever it was with the monster and the truck. There's that same lime green, but it's sparkle.
lime green spark. It's the 70s
Yeah, 70s,
standard.
yeah.
Everyone knows. Oh,
Yeah.
I know what you're
Yeah, I
talking
know exactly
about.
what you're talking about. Yeah, and that's exactly what it is.
It's also what the banana seat on my Stingray was.
Yeah,
That's right,
exactly.
Yeah, he stuck out like a sore thumb. And I got his card, used him a couple different times, but I was like, man, he's not really pedaling, and he's getting over.
That's how
But it
this
was
this
quick.
rickshaw driver. We got his card, and I put it in my phone, and I'd hit him up like when we were at dinner somewhere.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, "Yeah, I'll be there in 10."
Yeah.
Show right up, hop in, gone. He was better than an Uber.
That's
I
awesome.
used him all weekend.
Yeah, because he didn't have to apply to any of the right-of-ways, bicycle lanes,
Ah,
red
he-
lights, stoplights. I mean, he was
he
just
does. He just doesn't.
Yeah, y'all are really selling this on me.
Trust me, Mr. Rule Follower, you will love your experience on one of those if you have a good one.
I only care about rules when my life is involved.
Bro, your life is always involved. Everything you do.
I want the really stoned dude to whip around in traffic and
at the worst, it was maybe 9 to 12 miles an hour if you came to a sudden stop.
Yeah, plus,
it's the 40-mile-an-hour car T-boning me I'm worried
Right.
about, Stu, not the fucking bike flipping over.
it doesn't hurt though because you're a mile high.
Oh, yeah.
You see, when
the air
when,
center.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
there's that little oxygen in the air,
Makes sense.
you can take an impact up to 30 miles an hour with zero effects, and only from there. So anything over 30 is what you would feel.
Helps thin the blood for me
Yeah.
to bleed out quicker.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. You're not going to clot quite as quickly.
Awesome.
But
Can't wait.
Speaking of thinning the blood,
Deli?
got anything good?
Deli style?
Sure.
Deli time. What do we got here tonight?
Somebody said something about
Should we
us.
tell the listeners that what we're doing is we're a little early here on the deli because, as Brendan mentioned, we're doing a back-to-back episode. So
I think
instead of doing an hour 40, you're probably not getting an hour 40 out of the
No.
two episodes.
But we're going to be out here for 2.5 hours. So
Yeah.
don't worry. We're doing our part. We're just half-assing it. It makes sense in the
Yeah.
end. It's math.
We apologize. We have work. A lot of us have work things coming
Work,
up.
travel, all kinds of stuff. It's a nightmare. So I'm excited about this beer here because I've been looking at this for weeks and I haven't had a chance to buy it. This is the Dayfall. Dayfall. This is the Stone Brewing Company Dayfall Belgian White, which basically is it's basically like their version of the Blue Moon. So I'm really hoping that this is just a better Blue Moon because I think everyone can agree that Blue Moon's an
God, I can't
agreeable
even
beer.
read the back of this thing. It's got a weird
Are you-
color on it.
Are the lights up in here?
It's a
Seems
little
dark in here.
I don't know, man. I'm colorblind. So this is a
Has
Belgian
nothing to do with
style
brightness,
orange.
but okay.
Bright orange.
So this has bergamot and orange peel and coriander. Guess what's in Blue Moon?
Coriander.
That all those.
All
things.
those.
Hey, Stu. Fun fact:
What you got?
orange is a citrus fruit.
And it's
Is
in
it?
here.
Yes.
What about the limes and the lemons?
Those are totally
Also-
different.
Totally different.
Those are alligators.
Can you read this on the back, Stu?
Those are
'Cause
reptiles.
it's too dark over here. Or is it on the...
Yeah, no, actually their website's not pulling up. This thing is like a brand new release, I think. Like, when did you see this, Brendan?
I've seen this for 3 weeks, and I've been trying to get it, so I know it's
Okay.
been out for about.
Because
3
I'm under
weeks.
their special releases and I can't find.
You can see the haze in this beer when you hold it up to the light.
All right, let's see here.
That is.
Interesting.
It's got a lot going on there. I want you to think, oh man, when you
Lot-
shine a light through it,
Lots
it is
of Belgian
cloudy.
style
There you go.
white ales out there. None are quite like Dayfall. In fact, take all preconceived notions about the style and gently, with a quick look to make sure no one's there, chunk them out the window. At Stone, we tip our hat to tradition while simultaneously blazing our own way. In that spirit, we choose bergamot oranges for their complex character and layered them with a back note of citra hops. The result is this insanely refreshing and remarkably unique beer. Happy day falling. Whatever that means.
I'm sure it's something that we're supposed to know. That
Let's
is
see here.
that is wild. Have you tried that yet?
No, but they didn't say crushable.
Yep.
I'm already a fan.
Now, I'm not a Stone fan.
I'm not either. I don't really like much of what Stone does.
And I hate that because a buddy I know works at Stone and always shows up with Stone. And
Is he a listener?
I don't know if he is or not.
Yeah, then I'm not a big Stone fan.
And they're here in Richmond now, so I want them to succeed, but I'm just not a big fan.
This beer is wild.
This
It's
is
actually
weird.
I'm liking it kind of.
Don't bury the leads, too.
Let's see here. 5.5% alcohol.
Oh yeah, just mumble through some stats. That'll
I'm mumbling. Yeah, here we go.
that'll throw them off your scent.
5.5. Good looking out. I didn't even think to ask that. That makes sense. We usually talk about that.
Oh, I intentionally did not want a super heavy beer because of what's coming for the second episode. The second episode is going to make Friday suck.
Oh God, great, wonderful.
Second episode is going to make my
Great,
trip
great,
tomorrow
wonderful.
suck.
Yep. So this is an interesting beer.
This
here.
thing finishes unlike any beer I've ever had.
You know how
So-
like we had one the other day. It was like the Orange Dream, and it was like trying to be like an orange creamsicle, you know. And it was trying to go down that road. It had like the lactose in it. It had all those things.
Yeah.
This is a lot closer to an orange creamsicle than that was
For
without
sure.
all the nonsense.
Yeah, I would agree.
I can tell you already. I like this more than the Orange Dream.
Yes.
It finishes like, to Troy's point, I know it's going to be different or whatever, like he's saying from his standpoint, but for me, it finishes very, very clean. Like, I don't have anything.
I'm on my fourth sip. I want to see you get to a fourth sip before you comment on the finish, because to me, it's developing an aftertaste. And I don't know.
Developing. I would say it's developing. It might develop an aftertaste, but as far as there's nothing that I feel adverse to that's lingering. Like, I don't like it's not coating or anything like that. I get a little bit of a full flavor, but
This beer,
You're gonna go?
Yeah, I'll
You're gonna
go. Go for
Nice.
this beer tastes very good on the front end. I like the texture and I like the citra hops and the citra flavoring, the orange peel and all that stuff. I tasted on the front end. The way it finishes, though, I'm not a fan of.
What is that?
To me, it finishes like a cheap, dry champagne, like a brut.
Yeah, you're all dry in the back.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. There's something going
Yeah.
on in the finish that I can't put my finger on.
And I don't know how to score it because I don't want to score it low
No, because I love the beer.
because I do love the beer.
I don't
but
like the aftertaste.
But I don't know if I want to. It's not the same gross aftertaste for me like an IPA, but it's still a weird dryness and a weird aftertaste in my mouth.
Breathe in through your mouth.
It's dry.
Kicks it up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just really dry.
This is
I give so many beers like right around the middle, and I don't want to do that again, but I can't go high or really low.
I know we are the king of 2.5s and 3s, aren't
Yeah.
we?
pick a side, damn it.
It's really hard to do.
It is. We don't. Luckily, we're living in 2021, and we bitch and complain about a lot of things. But all cars are good cars now. Beers are good beers. Like, it's not.
Oh, there's some bad ones. If
I
it's
know-
under a 2.5, we're killing
That's
it.
what I'm
We're
saying,
we're
like-
like, what?
But it's not like 40 years ago when there was like 6 beers and the bad ones were really bad.
Yeah.
Like,
when you were like, I don't know, give me a Schlitz or a Schaefer.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Maybe we trying to look through it.
I'm just trying to get some light on it.
Yeah, hold it up to the light. That's what I would do.
Apparently, Brendan hasn't paid the power bill because it seems dim in here.
It's awesome.
I'm gonna lean.
bar,
I'm feeling generous. I'm gonna lean to the higher end and go 3.
I was expecting more than that.
No. I want to go 2.5, but I'm gonna go 3. I really like the taste of this beer.
That's what makes it hard. Stu, why don't you go? We got a 3 on the board.
Okay. It's a good looking can or bottle. Sorry,
It's in a bottle.
good looking bottle. Dayfall. I don't know where it's coming from. Belgian white.
Stone Brewing.
I know.
What the
No, the naming of it. I know where it's coming from. Jeez Louise. Is everybody not in my head?
always in your head, Stu.
Look at that thing.
Cloudy.
Yeah, it
Look how
looks good.
cloudy that thing is.
And I've been swirling
So,
mine to kick it up a
Actually,
notch.
now that you just shine that light through there, I know exactly what I'm thinking. It's a
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. That light just dawned on me. So it's got a good flavor. I like it up front. The marketing's decent. It would be a 3.5 for me all day long based on how it finishes. I mean, based on how it tastes and how it goes down, but how it finishes. When Troy just showed that light through there, it leaves soap in my water. It's like a soapy. It's like soap in the back
It's
of my
actually
mouth.
not a bad.
The technical term is schmegma.
Shit.
Seems to have a lot of schmegma.
It
Yes,
just seems
it
like
does,
it's
it
a
does taste
soapy.
a little soapy, like there was
Yeah.
some soap left in it.
Like
that. That is a good way to describe the
Troy
aftertaste.
says it's dry, but it's like my mouth is like almost feel like it's watering, but it's like that's. And the only thing I could think of was when he just like I look like soapy water. It's like soap. Like I feel like there's soap in the background.
Yeah. So what
I
are
mean,
you gonna
Belgian
give?
beers look like that though. So I mean, I don't knock it for the look.
No, it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking for the look. I'm saying that it has a soapy after. Like I feel like finishing up with soap.
So
It's
that's
soapy.
a 4 because you love soap. That
That'd be-
foul
that would
mouth of
be a-
yours. You
that'd be
always
a-
had it washed
That's
out.
right.
Unfortunately, I'm not doing anything different than we talked about. so
Ooh,
it's
palm olive.
It's a 3.
Damn it. We're gonna middle of the road this.
Let's
I love,
go,
I love the
big
I love
swinging.
the flavor, but that soap aftertaste.
It's a 5. It's a deli. Ring the bell. No, it's not. It's not. No, I actually, because in my head, I'm putting it up against a Blue Moon, which is exactly how I wanted to.
It's no Blue Moon.
No, but you can taste Blue Moon.
Yeah.
This is a Blue Moon. It's just, it's a far better
It's
Blue
a Blue
Moon.
Moon that's been put into a soapy pint glass.
What I find really interesting about this is how they added the Citra hops as opposed to just kind of letting the hops like fall by the wayside, because a Belgian white doesn't have hops, and it's a wheat beer, which also should not have pronounced hops. While this does not have pronounced hops, they are there.
Yeah.
You know they
Yeah.
exist.
But doesn't the Blue Moon finish like lighter, crisper than this does?
It does.
Yeah.
Because this is, you got to think that's a mass-produced
Okay.
essence of orange and bergamot and coriander. Whereas this actually probably has real orange and
Yeah.
bergamot and coriander, which is why it tastes so different. I like how, without knowing that it's hoppy at all, 'cause you don't pick up on any of that, but that Citra hop helps make the orange pop. I really like the way the orange flavor is. If you're an orange creamsicle guy and that's what you were looking for in some of these other beers, this is a better option than some of the other ones we've tried. I do dig it. That schmegma is a byproduct of the Belgian style, wheat ale or wit ale.
Right.
I like it a lot. I don't like the aftertaste. I totally agree with you, and that's
Yeah.
why it can't get up to the 4 range.
Yeah.
But I can't take it all the way down to a 3. For me, that's a 3.5. Love the oranginess of it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love all the things about it. But the aftertaste is pronounced. It does sit there, very dry on
This
the
is
mouth.
really high for a Stone beer.
This is the best Stone beer.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. In the world of Stone, 1 to 5,
Yeah.
it's a 4.5.
Yeah. 4.5.
That's great.
No, I mean 3.5. It's up there. It's drinkable. It's re-drinkable.
Oh, if I went to Stone Brewing tomorrow,
This is what you'd ask for.
I'd ask for the Dayfall.
Yeah.
The Dayfall's a great beer. It's just, it has a little of that Stone Brewing in it.
It's maybe that Stone Brewing water.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Finally, it's under their pilot series. Small little part of the website.
Only for people who fly planes. That sounds like a real.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's why I couldn't find it. I was trying to find all.
Well,
the
you're not a
information.
pilot. You were in the
Yeah.
Navy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a seaman.
Oh,
Boom.
boom. Done. Still
Good
doesn't-
pickup, though,
Still
Brendan.
doesn't give the carbs.
I like it.
I'm happy that you got a. You found the good stone.
Yeah,
beer.
exactly. We've set the stone mark.
Holy shit!
Ding. We will take it.
I was trying to find the carbs.
People
on
that
this one.
love stone though.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just because there's one here?
There's definitely some homerism here.
Well, so the first beer that any of us ever saw from Stone was that Arrogant Bastard Ale. It had that big devil on it.
Yeah,
It
the
was,
big gargoyle.
dude,
on
it's
it.
a badass looking
Yeah.
bottle,
Yeah.
and everyone's like, "Yo, this
And
is
it
really
was like
cool."
expensive at the
It
time,
was
so you were like,
expensive. It
"Ooh,
only
that
came
shit
in a
must be
22.
good." Yeah.
It was cool. And then you tasted it, and you're like, "Woo, that's really powerful. Like that's some high octane shit." And
yeah.
Yep.
because of that, I immediately was like, okay, Stone gets it,
Yeah.
but they're making beers that are just too much for me.
Totally different.
And that has really held true for Stone across the board for me. Cool marketing, great angle, good edge. Like they're a cool company. You can tell that and everything
Yeah.
they do, but their
Right.
beers are just a little over the top.
I still have yet to make it down there to the brewery.
I haven't been in it either. I drive by it all the time,
It's
but I just haven't.
huge.
It's massive.
Yeah.
And when you get inside, it's just a big open space. It
Oh, really?
Yeah, nothing too special.
So now I understand why their
So-
label looks the way their label looks.
Oh, fill
Da-
us in, Stu.
Dayfall, everything they're promoting is this beer is what you're supposed to have at sunset. So
Yeah, this
that's-
actually is probably a good sunset
that's
beer.
the-
See, they get it, whatever it
Isn't that,
is,
Yeah.
isn't that
but they don't
Nightfall?
make
When
Dayfall.
Day
Dayfall.
I know, but
Falls,
no one says
Nightfall.
at Dayfall.
Actually, sunset would be nightfall.
That's what I.
And right, you're right.
Okay, sunset, day, fall.
No one uses the term Dayfall. Is my point.
because they're super hip.
Well, I understand. I'm definitely not in the hip
Yeah.
crowd.
Dude, put some gauges in your ear and listen up, bitch. You don't know shit about hip.
You're
Oh,
I got you.
you're right there. You're all over it. I do want to check it out, but it is in the rat dumb part of town.
Yeah, that's where breweries go.
Not now. There's so many in Scott's Edition. That's a nice part
But
of town.
that was a rat dump.
Oh, yeah.
When they started
Yeah.
moving in, you were better
Oh.
off going down there to get stabbed than you were
Oh,
going
10
down
years
there.
ago, it was just warehouses and
One strip club.
yeah.
That was actually
Yeah.
the nicest thing in Scott's Edition.
2 strip clubs.
Was the strip club.
Because there's
Where's the one?
Richards.
But Richards wasn't
No,
there originally.
yeah.
Originally,
Yeah, Richards was on Broad Street.
they moved.
That's what I
yeah,
heard.
And then
I don't know.
and I heard that Paper Moon
Yeah.
was on McTavish.
I heard
but
that too.
nobody knows
No
those
one
things.
knows.
These aren't facts. Don't.
No one I know knows.
I've never been. Gross.
I kind of miss Daddy Rabbits.
No, nobody went to Daddy Rabbits.
yeah.
What?
Ew.
Never, legs,
Stu,
and, legs,
you're
and,
gross.
legs and eggs? You never went for legs and
Yeah,
eggs?
yeah, you're gross. You're gross. Ugh, Stu.
Oh.
Remember when
Stu.
Richards was right next to the off-track betting parlor
Yep.
on
Yeah.
Broad? So
Oh,
you
yeah.
could go and just if you didn't have cigarettes, you could just walk in the off-track
Yeah.
and just breathe for a minute and be like, "Whew, all right, I feel better. I had a cigarette," and then leave and go back over to Richards.
I didn't win it with the ladies. Let me go blow all my money at the horse track.
I had a buddy that was always the progression. He would go to the Hooters down the road.
Oh man, just
then he
work
would-
his way back.
Yeah, he would sit at Hooters and he would drink pitchers and pitchers, and then he'd be like, "You know what these women have? Too much clothes." And he would leave Hooters and go over there, and that was like kind of the standard.
Or you just left with them at 11 p.m. and watch them
No, no,
walk
no,
to their
I-
next job.
I've actually never seen this progression happen at night. This was a daytime thing. Like he would go there for lunch. He'd have a couple beers, and then he'd get worked up and be like, "I think I'm gonna go to Richards." I'd be like, "Oh, okay, you're gonna have an interesting day. It's 3:00."
You're making good decisions.
Yeah,
Speaking of Hooters,
I feel like I know
this,
who this is.
this
you do.
what is it? This,
yeah, I do.
You do.
this Saturday, they're doing a throwback paint scheme at Darlington for the Hooters number 9 car. You'll see it out there. Just like
Kawicki's?
Alan Kawicki had. Yeah. So Chase Elliott's going to be running.
That's a deep pull.
You don't know Alan Kawicki drove for Hooters?
No, I don't. As
Where
soon as
were you
he's
in the early 90s?
not watching NASCAR like a man?
He died in a helicopter crash.
I thought he raced cars.
That's the
He
weird
did,
part.
taking off or landing at one of the racetracks. The
Crashing.
helicopter crash. Crashing.
That's how he died.
The taking off wasn't so bad.
Yeah,
It's not the fall that hurts. It's the sudden stop.
Damn, he steals my lines all the time.
Oh my gosh! I shouldn't laugh because
Now, actually,
It's tragic.
for anybody And I don't know who the listeners are right now. They're listening, but this coming Sunday is the Darlington race. And if you're into NASCAR, there are a ton of awesome throwback paint schemes they're throwing out there. So
is the City Chevrolet going to be there? 'Cause that's the coolest ever.
Oh my God!
That or the Mellow Yellow.
What is that? Is the Heckinger's car racing?
Talking about
Heckinger's car.
Only people in Northern Virginia got that joke.
Heckinger's.
It was before
that place
Lowe's
went. I know, but that place went away a long time ago.
Yeah, you get it.
It was
talking about the Days of Thunder.
Yeah.
Theme.
Did you ever go to the Days of Thunder ride at Kings Dominion?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I go on rides, but I'm not a redneck.
Oh, there's a. Well, then have you ridden the Intimidator?
Try harder.
How about the Intimidator?
That's a badass ride.
Oh, no. People die on that. Dale died.
Shit.
It's a weird ride to make.
Yeah.
Reenactment of the. That's so weird.
You can ride it about 300 times, but we're going to kill you at 300.
Yeah. Dale Jr. is going to actually race his first race this year in Richmond, September 11th.
Don't push. Oh, gosh. Don't do it, Dale.
He's doing the Xfinity Series, the one step down in Richmond this year.
Didn't he retire?
Yeah, he retired in 2017, but he races one race. He says, and this is what he does, he races one race every year at something that is either the paint scheme or a place that he wants to do it or time frame. And this year, it's September 11th. He's doing an American paint scheme and Hold On Yards and the Xfinity race. So if you want to go see Dale Jr., 9/11 this year in Richmond.
Imagine being so badass you can just decide when you want to
Right.
one race a year. Like, hey, what are you doing this day? I'd like to drive a race car. All right, come on in.
I wish I was so good at my job that one day a year I would just be like, I'm going to show up, and everyone would be like, oh, Brendan's here.
It's going to cost millions of dollars to have you out here, but yeah, come on.
Yeah, we'll pay you full year salary if you show up one day. Grace us.
Brendan's getting phone calls from sponsors that want to put things on his suit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What's going on, everybody? It's my one day of the year.
Yeah. Brendan's like, sorry, Nectar's got the main sponsorship.
If I crash in lap 20, so be it.
Yeah. I'm in the middle of a sales pitch. I crap myself right in and be like, oh, wasn't my day, folks. I'm out.
Not sure if you guys know, I haven't driven a car in a year.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with anything I'm selling.
That is a great point, Troy. There's not that many jobs
You can do that.
Hey,
Yeah,
pay me $1
fail.
million, sponsor me, and I don't make it.
And if you wreck, everyone's like, yeah.
But that's actually
You retired from the fire department 4 years ago? Get on back in here.
That's awesome.
Grab the keys. Let's take this sucker out.
But I think
oh, I tripped and fell on the way in. I'll be in the truck.
Yeah.
But would you agree to this point? And I mean, I'm sure there's some research to it.
Yes, I will.
But
Now
being in
I
the job that you're in, if your car wrecks, how much more airtime is it for your sponsor?
Yeah, it's great.
Because if you're running 34th,
Yeah, there's only
and
two
nobody's
things.
following you.
There's only two things that
Yeah.
you want to happen if you're sponsoring the car:
Winning.
win or wreck. And that's it.
Yeah.
Or wreck the winner.
Because there's only two pictures. There's only two
Number one,
pictures that are taken:
Yeah.
the dude that's in the wall,
Yeah.
the dude that crosses the line first.
Yeah.
Everyone,
Dude in victory
everything else
lane,
sucks.
or you could be the guy who says he pees himself during a race, and they just keep going back to you every few minutes.
respect.
You really piss yourself?
Speaking of cars, can I give you a real quick follow-up on my Fiata?
I don't think we have a choice.
You
Go
don't.
for
You
it.
don't, actually.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna go.
Earlier today, I was had to pull up at a vineyard. I'm not a vineyard. I was getting some wine at the. What was it? God damn it! I'm thinking wrong. So
Are you
earlier,
hearing this, Brendan?
yeah, earlier today, went to go to a wine tasting.
Wine tasting at a vineyard,
Yeah,
And you were at a brewery today.
yeah.
And now you're doing a podcast.
and you didn't have time to eat.
And you're doing a double podcast. And you know the second episode what's coming.
I understand that.
Okay. I'm just making
The
sure.
best thing about it was I pulled up to the spot, and right beside me was a 1975 Fiat Spider.
Oh, how
and
cool is that?
And I pulled up in my new Spider.
124.
Guy came out, and we had a little conversation.
Made out.
And it was very interesting. But he was like, "Hey, how's the old guy who's driving this car, comes up to me and says, 'How's your Mazda?'" He knew exactly what the car was.
Oh, he's making fun
Saw
of you.
it. He was like,
That's
"How's
great
your
that-
Mazda?" I was like, it's doing great, but
So
you
real
know,
Fiat owners don't.
Yeah, that's what I
they
just
don't
learned.
respect the Fiat.
It's
the new one?
precisely what I just learned. People in the Mazda camp are like, ha, nice Fiat dork. And
Yeah.
people in the Fiat camp are like, nice Mazda.
And this was I take it back. It was a 1983 Spider 2000 or Fiat 2000, and
But it was made in '83. How could it be a 2000?
that's
Zoinks.
it's the name. That's the label. Like 125 for Spider. It's a
In the year
2000.
2000.
But this guy was like, he looked at it, looked at me, looked at it. He's like, "How's your Mazda?" And I was like,
Did you kick the shit out of old man and tell him to shut the fuck up?
"Well, so Brendan's always made the point," and I'm like, "Okay, the body, the engine, and
That's it.
the badging are different. The lines of the body, but everything else, the frame, the interior, it's all made by Mazda. So you're cutting costs. I understand that.
Still,
But-
it's a fucking Fiat. It says it all over it.
Oh, you know what? I had the Saab that was the Subaru WRX, and it was always called the Subaru. So I would
Yeah.
come up alongside of the Saab guys, and I'd be like, "Hey, what's going on?" And they'd be like, "Nice Subaru." And then I'd pull up alongside of like the hardcore Subi guys, with their
Yeah.
WRXs, and they'd be like, "Ooh, nice Saab."
Aren't like
Yeah,
90% of cars made that way, where like somebody's using some parts from another part anyway? I
People
mean,
get butthurt, man. People are loyal, and it's
people used
just-
to do that with like Lexus and Toyota, right? Aren't those the two that was like?
But those are the same.
That's what I'm
same
saying. But like, it's
manufacturer,
still
yeah.
like you're still like, oh,
But
it's
you
just-
don't see
just
that-
a fancy Toyota.
Yeah,
You don't see that when
yeah.
like Jaguar got purchased by Ford. You don't end up seeing people go, "Ew, your Jaguar
Yeah.
is some weak." It's because it's just using Ford parts.
And nobody talks about the fact that for 8 years from 5 years from 2011 to 2017, Volvo used Dodge transmissions
That's the worst
Gross.
decision ever. Yeah,
and
Dodge's transmissions
Dodge
are
transmission
trash.
Because when I bought a XC90, we specifically bought the 5-cylinder inline one because the Dodge transmission couldn't handle the V6 or the V8. So we all bought one that we knew the transmission would handle it.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, I mean,
And
people
little known fact: who makes Dodge transmissions today?
Dodge.
Mercedes.
Oh, does
Yeah. And so if they break,
Daimler, Chrysler,
Nice Mercedes
Yeah, okay.
nerd.
and so if they break, they cost a fortune
Yeah.
to fix. And guess what? They still break.
So
Isn't that
point
all
of-
transmissions? Like, if your transmission goes, you just set the car on fire and push it off a cliff, right?
My wife had a car that the transmission went out on, and we went and got that thing fixed. And as soon as we got it fixed, I was like, "You should think about selling that." And
Yeah.
she's like, "Why?" I was like, "Because
That's gonna
that
happen again?
transmission's going to happen again. Like
Yeah.
that thing's a turd." They literally had a random hose that was coming out of like the radiator area and going underneath the car that was never there before. I
Oh,
was like,
wow.
"Oh wow, they like jimmied this thing to
Yeah.
get it to
Yeah,
work."
you don't want to take your car to a dealer and they're going, "We're going to give it a workaround."
Oh no! I didn't go to the dealer. I knew it was.
Or just-
I went to Cotman Transmission. You know, I was
either
like-
way.
I was like, "Hey, buddy, you cost like $2,000 less than the other guy." And then when I got it back, I was like, "That hose was never there.
Oh.
Sell that car now."
So point of the story is that Brennan and I picked 2 cars at one point in our time, and me currently, where you can't win for losing.
That's right.
One side or the other is going to hate you.
Love your car.
Yes.
Boom. That's all that matters. man. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Hey, I was talking about
I'm still jealous.
Heckingers earlier.
Yeah. Isn't that like a furniture store or something?
No, it's a hardware store. It's like a
Okay.
Lowe's or a Home Depot. But I learned something about my daughter today. It's pretty interesting.
Uh-oh.
We were standing out. She saw me standing outside. I'm filling a bucket with a hose, right? Not a Yeti bucket, a Lowe's bucket.
Older one, little one.
The young one.
Okay.
They're both young, but the youngest. I'm filling my Lowe's bucket, right, for water. She comes out, and I don't even think she knows what Lowe's is. She comes walking out. She goes, "No way, you've got a Lowe's bucket?" Like it was a Yeti's bucket, but she was being sincere. Like
Yeah.
I thought she was busting my shit. "No way, you got a Lowe's bucket?" It was like, "Yeah, I got a Lowe's bucket." She's like, "Man, that's awesome." And I was like, where in the world is this coming from, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like
Sort of
probing.
love affair with Lowe's.
So I'm asking questions. No, not Lowe's. Didn't know what Lowe's is. But a Lowe's bucket is the truth to her.
Same difference. I mean,
No. Lowe's buckets. I was like, yeah, you get a bucket anywhere. And she's like, that's a Lowe's bucket. I was like, okay. I was like, what do you know about Lowe's buckets? She's like, in my in my elementary school music class, they're teaching us how to play buckets, and we play on real Lowe's buckets.
Oh, nice.
You don't
So
want
she
to you don't want a knockoff bucket. You just
Yeah.
want a real Lowe's
in
bucket.
her mind,
Yeah,
the
that's like
only bucket that has solid acoustics is
a
a
Lowe's
real,
bucket.
genuine Lowe's bucket.
nice.
And I thought that was so cool. Like, this is how quickly, like, they can spend billions of dollars on advertising.
Yeah.
But that, right
Yeah.
there, in that moment in time, she's a Lowe's
Donate
person.
a few hundred
Yeah.
buckets to the elementary school, and bam, you're
Yeah,
in.
and
Yeah,
then
all
then-
those kids
yeah.
now
And-
like Lowe's.
And next week, his daughter shows up with nothing but Yeti buckets, and she's like she's the shit. She's like,
Oh.
I got all the tie-in stuff. Here we go.
No, she'd take it. She wouldn't take a Yeti bucket to school.
No.
She'd be laughed out.
Why would she put in a Yeti
Yeah.
bucket? Genuine, in her mind, a
Genuine.
genuine Lowe's bucket.
I kind of want to circle back to why in the hell our county schools are teaching our kids to be bucket drummers. What the fuck?
Because you can't afford a xylophone for everybody. And you know what?
Music is the
better.
first thing they cut.
And it's better than putting a recorder in their damn hand and sending them home with
I don't
it.
want my kid bucket drumming for
I don't
dollar
want my
bills.
kid playing a recorder. That's the worst.
It's a flute.
It's not. It's not even a penny whistle, dude. It's a recorder. They're the worst. She's a genuine Lowe's bucket. I was so psyched. And so I told her, I said, yeah, out back in the pallet house, I got a Yeti bucket, a Lowe's bucket, and a Home Depot bucket.
Ooh.
And she was like,
Get that trash out of
yeah,
here.
she was like, yeah, but I want to play in the Lowe's bucket. I was like, respect.
So when
She's
I
got an affinity. She's like, she truly believes.
so next week
in-
when I pull up and she's bucket drumming in the driveway, I have to drop a couple dollars in,
Let's see. Make sure you have some ones.
in the
Well,
pot.
You know what's funny is for the longest time, anytime I see kids drumming buckets, I give each of them $1, and I'm like, go over there and give those kids. Because
Yeah.
one of the sounds that I love in a city is bucket drumming.
Yeah, because
just-
it means you're going to an event.
That means
There's
you're
always
in,
an
and
event.
it also means you're in the city. You don't see somebody at the
Exactly.
corner of Rockshire and Robius drumming.
No, it's a sound. It's a sound in the city that you hear and
Yeah.
you don't hear anywhere else.
You know, it's funny you say that. So today at lunch, I ran over to Target to do some shopping, needed a few things, and I had a podcast going in my ear, and it was a true crime podcast. I got out of the car, I parked and got out of the car. and I was-
Lowe's bucket murders.
Well, I got out and I started walking, and I heard this beautiful music playing. And it reminded me of like when you're in a theme park, they just have music playing through speakers.
Yeah.
And no, it was like string music. And I was like, is that part of the podcast? Or is that like, I was looking up at the lights to see if they had like mounted speakers in Target to play like nice music. So I paused the podcast and I started looking around. I didn't see any speakers. And I could tell it was coming from one direction. And there was a dude in the back of the Target parking lot playing a violin that was tied up to an amp. And it was amazing.
I love that.
Oh.
And
Yeah, I like
didn't
any
get close
music.
I didn't get close enough to him, but I kind of was like, is this guy like just doing this, or like I didn't even see if he had a bucket or anything, like trying to get tips or something. But it sounded awesome.
I encourage.
Apparently
Yeah.
the acoustics are great there in the parking lot. He's
It's
tuning-
Target.
tuning his violin.
Yeah,
Better
you
than the Walmart parking lot.
Ew, dude. Who plays at Walmart?
Yeah.
Gross.
Dude, I looked up the Heckingers. That place is only in D.C. and Maryland.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
99
Only I said the
90
Northern Virginia people will get this joke.
99 years has been around, but only
Yeah.
no further than
I'm a
D.C. and
Heckingers
Maryland.
guy.
Nice.
That's like
It's a hardware store. I was like,
I
what?
literally buy like when I buy like aprons and stuff, I buy like the Heckingers apron or the Heckingers I just think
You gotta get a Lowe's one.
well now, but I didn't know it was name brand in this house, which I love. But yeah, I encourage the heck out of tipping, the bucket
Yeah.
players, whatever.
I used
just
to do it
like
with my
that.
kids all the time. Now, well, up until the COVID thing, we were seeing them all the time. I was like, I'm not tipping these fools every time. And sometimes they're not very skilled.
But that's what? I don't even mind that. Like if it's a solo bucket player and they're just trying, I'm like,
Yeah.
give that kid
Yeah,
a
but you
dollar.
tip everybody. Everything.
I do, but music in particular, like I could walk by the violin player at Target, I would have been like, give that dude $1. Because what I don't like is people just shilling for $1.
Yeah,
for,
yeah, yeah.
For nothing. Just
True that.
give me $1.
Yeah.
Like if you're making
You're not bringing anything to the table.
Right.
yeah, if you're making any effort
Yeah.
and you're putting, especially music,
Doing a
'cause
little
you're just
soft
putting
shoe
a sound
dance
out.
over there, like, hey,
Yeah.
here you go.
Boom, you just got $1.
Yeah.
I think they said the average person that just sits there and pedals makes 40, like just sits there and begs for change.
Yeah, we were talking. Yeah.
$48,000 a year, something like
That's-
that.
That's crazy.
That's ludicrous. But a bucket player.
A bucket
If
player,
they
hopefully
have-
they're
If
making
they
40
have
more
a
than that.
genuine
48K.
Lowe's bucket.
Untaxed.
Right.
Yeah, it's like $80,000 a
Yeah.
year.
That's ridiculous.
That's impressive.
Um,
So I know what I'm getting my daughter for her birthday.
oh, real quick.
$2.
gonna
Lowe's
ask you-
Here we
bucket.
go. Yeah.
I was going to ask you, have you ever played a Lowe's bucket? Have you ever tried to play like a bucket?
Yeah, I can tap the top and get the deeper notes, like the lower notes in the center, and then the
pick it
rim
up,
shot.
Pick it up with your foot.
But that's what I can't.
Yeah.
I
To get it
can't
deep.
bring. I can't bring the foot in.
Yeah.
But I can tick a doop doop, tick a doop doop. I can do that, but I don't have any
I only ask that because, like,
foot
I mean,
action.
drummers are amazing in and of themselves, and then somebody that sings and drums, that blows my mind.
Yeah, that's hard. Imagine being the guy from
Phil
Def Leppard.
Collins. The different directions. It's Phil Collins sang it.
Or
played
Don
drums.
Henley.
Yeah, Don Henley.
But I'm talking
yeah.
about Def Leppard. That dude had one arm. He played with his feet.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But not always. Not until he got mixed up with that Motley Crue. What was their name? Motley Crue?
He didn't go to Motley Crue. What are you talking about?
That's how he lost his arm. Vince Neil was driving him down the
Oh
road.
yeah, I
That's-
thought you meant
Oh.
he like.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Thought you
See,
meant
that
he,
was a good
Yeah,
joke.
yeah,
It was just
yeah.
a little undercover. That
thought you meant he
Motley Crue.
started
Fuck it,
playing
fuck
for
it.
them. Yeah,
No, he was hanging out with that. The joke was good. Damn
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
my bad.
Now there's a whole bunch of people who are like, did you hear Motley Crue cut off the guy's arm in Def Leppard?
On stage, bro.
They were
He had it
feuding.
Yeah, and then Ozzy Osbourne came out and ate it.
Yeah, we all remember that.
It's extreme as shit.
Then Richard Gere showed up. Never mind. We're just getting these rumors are getting weird.
Next
I don't
time,
even
go to
remember.
medieval times. You'll see it all for real.
The worst tie back of the episode. Then Roy Orbison came out.
Yeah,
exactly.
pretty woman.
The one with one arm.
It is kind of funny that everybody loves that movie, Pretty Woman.
Dude, she's a prostitute. You know that, right?
Yeah. Everybody glosses over the baseline of what
I
the
don't.
story's about.
I don't. I refuse.
Everybody's like, but she doesn't kiss, so she's pretty awesome.
Does she? Because she's got it in her butt in the back of a cab.
Yeah. Nobody.
I'm not.
Can we get a prequel to Pretty Woman?
Yeah, when she's hooked on crack.
Yeah. How did you get there? And
Yeah,
Or a sequel when he's booted her ass after 6 months.
there's a handful of movies that I cannot get behind. Like one is Pretty Woman. Clearly,
Yeah.
like okay, I don't know if you know this, but she's a prostitute.
Right. Yeah.
She's made some horrible decisions to lead to this moment in her life. She's doing these. The other one that I will never, and it just pisses me off, is Beauty and the Beast. I cannot fathom how Beauty and the Beast happens. This is a horrible movie. This is a horrible. No, I'll close it. I'll close it. This is a horrible movie to me. I'm gonna run Beauty and the Beast through my eyes to you guys and tell me if I'm wrong on this.
but
okay?
isn't Shrek the reverse of that movie?
Shrek mocks all of Disney.
No. Allow me to expand on Beauty and the Beast here, okay? You have this nice, educated woman, right? Belle.
Yeah.
She's doing her thing. Great girl.
When's the last time you saw Beauty and the Beast? Do you know it well? Do
Yeah.
you remember the whole storyline?
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much. Pretty much. Now, here in this town, this is long before the Industrial Revolution. This is a time when hunting is the only way to feed
Yeah.
your family. Realistically, you know, you're either a fighter or you're a hunter.
Yeah.
You do things. There is one man in the town, Gaston, who all the women swoon over. No one fights like Gaston.
Yeah.
No one hunts like Gaston. No one does all these things like Gaston.
Yeah.
Gaston is the prized catch in the whole
A couple of
damn
dudes
town.
liked him a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody loved
At least
Gaston.
his best friend did.
Right? Now, I am not going to gloss over the fact that Gaston is a
He's a jerk.
macho asshole. Like,
Yeah.
I get that. But in that time, if you're looking for a provider,
That's the dude.
there is no better dude.
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't think you were taking this angle.
So Gaston is a great dude in some respects, right?
Yeah.
Belle's father wanders off, and she is captured by this horrific beast.
He's captured.
Her
the
father.
dad is, yeah.
Yeah. He wanders off, and he goes up to this castle where you're not supposed to
he's
go.
trespassing.
He knows better.
Yeah.
He's captured by this horrific beast who kidnaps her father and drags him up and locks him away. Because screw you, because I'm a beast. I'm a piece of shit. Right?
Yeah.
Gaston says, I will help you, Belle.
Yep.
I will go. I will retrieve.
Because he's in love with her.
But this is not the first time you've promoted Gaston.
I'm a Gaston Guy.
I know.
This is not news to anyone who knows me. I'm a Gaston Guy.
Always have been.
So then Belle goes up and sacrifices herself.
Doesn't she tell him pound sand basically, like, I don't need your help?
Yeah, I don't want you, Gaston.
Yeah.
Screw you, Gaston, because Gaston doesn't support her dreams of being an intellectual and an independent thinker, and I get that. But people, look, this is not a sin to be an asshole.
Yeah.
It is a fucking sin to be a kidnapping
Kidnapper.
piece of
Yeah.
crap beast up in a castle, right? So then what does he do? Fine, he trades the father
For her.
for her.
Right.
Now you will be my concubine. I will
Yeah.
lock you up and I will do whatever beasts do. This dirty piece of shit. Who decides to come save her? But Gaston rallies the troops and he marches his way up that mountain and he goes and he tries to save the woman that he loves, regardless of if she will accept him or not, because she has already rejected him many
100
times
times,
before. He knows that he does not have a chance, but he wants to go save her because, damn it, in his heart, he loves her.
Yeah.
And he will do anything it takes to save that woman. He goes up that hill, and that piece of shit, kidnapping, murderous beast throws Gaston over the fucking ledge to his death. Now, the town is not protected. They've lost their best hunter.
Did he die?
Their best fighter. Yes.
I don't remember him dying.
Yes, he throws
wow.
him over the ledge. He murders yet again. Why was he cursed? I don't know. But guess what? I'm pretty sure it's probably
Yeah.
from the horrible sins that this piece of crap has committed time and time again.
Brendan's already recreated the prequel and the sequel in this monologue.
There we go.
And then what happens? She gets this fucking Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
And she kisses this piece of crap, and now it turns into this beautiful, murderous, kidnapping piece
Yeah.
of shit. And she falls in love, and they live happily ever after. And now the town no longer has their number one protector. And I'm supposed to think this is the greatest Disney love story of all time? Fuck you, Disney. Gaston is a hero, and the beast is a piece of crap, and had proven it right from the beginning. Yet we celebrate. We celebrate the beast and the love story between him and Belle. And Gaston, we all look down on. Boo, because you're machismo.
Yeah.
Boo, in a time when there was nothing but machismo.
Yeah. Somebody had to be that guy.
Sorry.
Well, I want to get your take on Snow White after this.
Oh, yeah, because Disney, there was an article the other day about that.
Let's talk about this next episode.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to go. Now I'm fired
Yeah.
up. I need to calm down. I just get so upset.
Yeah.
Why are we celebrating? He kidnapped someone
Yeah. Multiple
great-
people.
and he murdered someone else.
But the singing was awesome.
Oh, yeah. You know what song was great? No one fights like Gaston. That's a good song.
The turkey the turkey legs are pretty good at Disneyland, too. Yes.
Dude,
At Disney World.
I'm a Gaston guy. There's no denying
Yeah.
it. It's who I dig. Sorry about that, guys.
Hey.
Let's take a break.
I just snapped.
Let's take a week break.
I really do get fired up about
Yeah.
this. I've been.
Brendan will be back in 2 and 2.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to do another episode.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you guys so much for your time. Please do me a favor. Do not support Beauty and the Beast. It is a horrific movie. Teaches kids all the wrong things.
We're going to come back talking about Snow White.
Yeah, we got to.
Why do I have to talk about Snow White?
I'm going to tell you.
I'm ready to be mad. But hey,
First, you got to end this episode.
Yeah.
leave Dopey out of it.
You're a dopey guy.
He's
Always
cool.
have been.
He's cool. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you haven't had a chance to rate and review, please do so. You can always head over to the Facebook page, give us a like, or interact with us, or you can always send us topics at insidethepallethouse@gmail.com. If you haven't had a chance to get some acetate sunglasses, head over to Nectar Sunglasses. Drop Bowflex in the code.
20% off. Even the premium shit.
Even the premium shit.
Yeah.
pretty good deal right there.
Hell of a deal.
And if you're done spending your money at Nectar and you still have more left over, well, we'll take it. You can always send it over to our Venmo account.
At Inside the Pout House on Venmo.
And thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. And that episode's going to be a little rough.
Cheers.
Peace
Cheers.
out.
Jeez, I forgot my line. I almost said peace out.
That sounds like a pretty good podcast.
Everybody's fucking up. That was
a pretty good podcast, don't you think?
That was a train wreck, don't you think?
I didn't know you were changing it up. My bad, bro. Peace out, y'all.